Hello, I'm Tony Robertson, and this is the second edition in the 2011 series. In this series, I'll be inviting you to join me in action for social change and justice making, both at the local and global level. I'll be letting you know about a couple of events you may like to promote amongst your networks, and I'll be sending a cheerio call out to some of the people who make up my online social network. So let's launch into this second edition. It would be hard to begin any conversation at the moment without acknowledging the impact of natural disasters. I live in the suburb of Fairfield in Brisbane, one of the suburbs which felt the full impact of the recent flooding in Queensland. I'm well aware of the tragic sense of loss, although I was lucky and one of the people who was spared that incredible experience. But around me there are vacant houses, there are desolate parklands, and the signs of the flood continue to cause anguish and distress. In the midst of our anxiety that comes out of these natural disasters, let's concentrate on building a community that can sustain hope, that builds good neighbourhoods, that care and support each other in these difficult times. While we are aware of the negative impacts of natural disasters, let's also be aware that there are human disasters in our community which we can control, which we can manage, and which we can change. I'd like to invite you to join me in addressing three of those human disasters. The first is the inordinate number of children being held in detention. Kids who have come to our shores as asylum seekers and refugees and continue to be held in abysmal conditions in detention centres in remote areas. Let's put pressure on our government to hold true to its promise to release these kids into the community where they can begin to live lives of safety, security, the very things they came to our country to seek. I'm also concerned about the plight of West Papuan political prisoners. The Indonesian government has a long history of human rights violations in its treatment of the West Papuan peoples. We can put pressure on our government to bring this issue to the table in conversation with the Indonesian government, to advocate for the human rights of these people who have been struggling for political, economic and social independence for a couple of generations now. And on March 24th, we have an opportunity to take part in the Close the Gap campaign to address the issue of inequality in Indigenous health. Each of these issues has a website that you may like to follow up with information on how you can participate in action for social change. If some of this information seems a little bit overwhelming and overpowering, and it can, I suggest you use the Cardine methodology to wade through it all and come to a decision about what you can do. The Cardine methodology has been worked on now for about 50 years successfully in communities across the world. It's a process that calls us to pay attention, consideration and response to social change initiatives. It asks us to see, judge and act in situations such as children in detention, West Papuan political prisoners and Indigenous health. Again, there's information on my website about this process and I hope you can use it fruitfully to help you in your action for social change. Earlier this month I took part in a national gathering of a network, the Pace et Bene network. We are an international community working and educating people in non-violence. In a few months' time we will be sponsoring a visit by Kathy Kelly, an outstanding American woman whose action and education on behalf of non-violence has gained her a worldwide reputation. Her visit to Australia will be a unique opportunity to be inspired and to hear a woman with hands-on experience about the impact of war, about the links between war and poverty, and what you and I can do to build a culture of non-violence in our communities. Keep your eye on the website for further details about Kathy Kelly's visit. This is going to be one of those must-see events this year. For those of you that are interested in cross-cultural exchange, Palms Australia is offering an opportunity to volunteer in a cross-cultural experience. And those of you living in Brisbane can come along to a couple of information sessions this month, in which you'll learn about the opportunities to participate in a Palms program, to engage in a cross-cultural experience that will enhance your life experiences and give you a unique opportunity to do something practical in a developing community. If you're interstate, we also offer opportunities and workshops in each state throughout the year, and you go to the Palms website, you'll be able to find details about opportunities in your state to come along to an information session for Palms Australia cross-cultural experiences. Yes, that's me. And in the past fortnight, I've been celebrating my 58th birthday. On the 23rd of February 53, I was born. 2 weeks later, 8th of March, I was baptized. Unbeknownst to me at that time, my family, and for many years, I was baptized on International Women's Day. I want to acknowledge the women who've been a significant influence in my life, inspiring, challenging and nurturing me. It's not too late to send a present or take me out for a drink. I'm happy to extend the birthday celebration throughout the year. So if you missed out, don't feel you've left out. Get in touch. We can go out and celebrate anytime you're ready. Being 58 also provides an opportunity to reflect on core values, on where I put my energy and commitment, and the things I believe in most. Watch out for the next few videos. I'd like to share some of my thoughts and experiences along those lines. So my call out in this broadcast is to 100 women celebrating the 100 years of International Women's Day. These are the faces of just some of the women who are part of my online social network. Women from many cultures, women from many backgrounds, women who share stories of faith, of hope, of struggle, incredible struggle very often. Women who challenge me as a white male, very much aware of the dominant experience that has been part of my life, challenging me to make space for the feminine in my life and for equal opportunity for women at every level. In my experience, both as a male, as a Catholic, and as a local community activist. So that brings us to the end of this broadcast. If there's been anything in this you'd like to follow up, do go to the website to follow up the links. I'd like to see this become a conversation. So you might like to comment on the YouTube response clip or use some of the feedback on the other websites. It'll appear on Facebook as well, so do join in. You can subscribe to my website, justlivingoz.com, to receive regular updates whenever something appears on the website. I wish you well at this time. If you've had an experience with one of the natural disasters, I wish you strength and solidarity. If you're involved in change about human disasters, I wish you strength and solidarity. Thanks for watching. Stay around for the next one, edition 3, coming soon.